Alright, welcome back to the Wingspan World Cup journey. We are in the second group stage. We're 2-0 and we're against Liszte, another really excellent player. But we almost just win the game out of the box. Okay, white Wagtail. So Foster's turn, good draw option. Nuthatch is a forest option. Good with forest data analyst. Nuthatch white Wagtail doesn't have great synergy. We really want extra food because Wagtail really wants extra food, but nevertheless, we have Wagtail. In my opinion, White Wagtail, Miltoni's Warbler, Yellowhammer are the three best birds in the game. And I base that on one thing, and that is that they build a game plan around them in such a way that even the worst possible game you can have is still better than average. So it just really raises the floor of what you can realistically expect to achieve, because the immense power of playing an extra bird is just crazy. So yeah, I think these things are completely busted, and with a little bit of planning, you can very much use these to great effect. So we'll get Foster's turn into the game. Not the best draw option. I mean, it's gonna let us see an extra card, but we don't keep the card and we don't tuck the card. So, yeah, we only get 2 cards. And you know my opinion on this if you've watched these other videos. I really think that the extra card is super valuable on Oceania boards. So only having 2 cards is a little bit of a drawback. But my opponent only is playing Royal Spoonbill, so that means that they don't have extra draw either, so the draw is a little bit balanced. We'll take this Waxwing just as a potential extra food option. Can burn some cards on it, get some points. Would be quite valuable. Not the right food type you want to be getting. Waxwing gives us fruit, which we don't really care about in this game. But extra food is extra food, and better than nothing. But yeah, I think, yeah, like as long as you do a little bit of planning with this Wagtail, we're in a very good place this game. Now, that's not to say that you can't lose. My opponent could flop some very powerful stuff, but I'd much rather have it than not have it. Now we see this grey Wagtail come up. And Twite. Okay, well that in itself is a game plan like this. This just might be overwhelming, honestly. Honestly, Wilson Snipe is probably fine to play. But yeah, I'm deciding between this and Saris and Waxwing. Like, honestly, none of these things matter anymore. Oh, Monal's come up. Ah, that's unfortunate. I really like the Monal. But yeah, Wagtail and the 2 Wagtails, the white and the grey Wagtails. This is going to be crazy strong. I actually don't know if my opponent can beat this. I don't even know if you gave them Franklin Skull and Raven right now if they could win, because this combination is just so unbelievably strong. Something would have to critically go wrong for us to lose this. And now we just need to balance out how we're going to do everything. Honestly, grey Wagtail, food, white Wagtail, eggs, and then draw. We have no urgency around anything, and then we can play Twite with our white Wagtail, and we have very happy people. Heck, we could do eggs twice here, and just guarantee we win this end of round. Notice how I've like completely forgotten about Forest Data Analyst. Like, bonus cards are useful, obviously. Like, you want to be scoring off your bonus cards, but you should never compromise your overall game strategy to meet a bonus card. Anytime you do that, you're just going to run yourself round in rings, and you will lose the game. So you might get good points off your bonus card, but you'll lose 10-15 points off of playing a suboptimal strategy. So really important to be mindful of that. And we'll grab our Wagtail food. We can play white Wagtail, take eggs, and then, yeah, kind of do whatever we like. Draw, food, eggs, probably eggs. We'll see what birds they have and see if we need to think more critically about whether we need to lay eggs or not, whether or not we can win the end of round. At this point, I think, we have so much control over the game. This Twite is going to be such a big value. We can filter through our cards, score some points in the meantime. Monal is going to give us an extra speed. It's kind of useful for us, but not necessary. We could use it to flip the tray, see some more birds, but again, not necessary. We have two wagtails powering us. Yeah, you love to see it. Let's see. They don't have any bowl nests as of yet. So it might be that we can just do eggs and cards. And I would prefer the cards over the eggs at this point of the game. If we're able to find any more power birds that we can play early on, that would be really valuable. And I think, you know, just being able to see more stuff itself. Like that whooping crane would have been nice, but my opponent is going to get that because they, well, they're the one who has just flipped the tray to see it. That's okay. My opponent's getting strong birds, but we have such a strong teal engine going on that we're not too concerned by whatever our opponent finds. We just have to have the confidence that we will find equally good birds with our with what we've got. Now this is a little bit curious. I wonder if they... Okay, no, they did flip the tray. Okay, so catbirds come up. Catbird Monal is a bit spooky. It's a little awkward to get down with the Monal, however, because the food cost is a bit wonky. But they could just take... They could do cards, grab the catbird, take... Oh, I can't get catbird down this round, so maybe that's a reason to leave it. Because we've already seen that catbird Monal, or mockingbird Monal, is very, very, very strong. We do have this extra turn that is afforded to us, so... This is a big decision. Doubling the Monal might just be too strong. I think it's correct to get rid of this catbird, and maybe we take this adjutant or something. I mean, it's fine. It scores points. Not too interested in it otherwise. But this is firmly a denial pick. Just the power of being able to get 2 eggs from your forest is immense. Even though that would give out 2 seeds, I don't think that compensates for us. Especially seeing as we've got this grey wagtail to make up any food deficits that we could possibly have. So yeah, we'll take the adjutant for the points. That makes sense. And we get the emerald dove. Okay, that's really nice. We love the emerald dove. It's time. This waxwing is not long for this world, I think. Waxwing can go away. Oh, catbird. Either of them is fine to get rid of, honestly. Or even this nuthatch. Actually, the nuthatch is bad now. The nuthatch is bad for forest data analysts, and it's not producing food for us, so... Either the waxwing or the nuthatch needs to go. These are our worst birds. Goodbye, little nuthatch. We'll miss you. But that was a very good find for us. So this Angel Emerald Dove, maybe we can play it in our forest, which is a little bit unusual. It's decent for forest data, because it's like a 40-ish centimeter bird, 44 centimeter, I recall. So that's level 4. And it's 44 centimeters. So yeah, we can do white in our grasslands, and then maybe we can dream of playing Emerald Dove in the forest. It just means we have to play something in the wetlands. I don't know what we're going to play in the wetlands. Maybe Adjutant or something. I don't know. My opponent plays Black Turn. Okay, so that means that they will win this end of round. But they have to take a suboptimal action here. So they'll take an eggs action. Will cost them either a card or a food, which is fine. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's worth it at the end of the day because they're going to get 3 points out of it. But yeah, we're okay. We're gonna grab our nectar here, 2 nectar, and then slam this Twite and see what we find. Get in there, Twite. Yeah, now we got a really, really powerful teal engine going on. This is really, really nice. The Strapia could be interesting. California Condor, probably less interesting. I think this Condor... Is it more interesting than the Waxwing? Tough to say. But yeah, I think Waxwing and Condor can go. I think Astrapia is sufficiently interesting here. Our opponent has the Monal to provide them as many eggs as they like, so eggs aren't really a limiting resource for them. The Astrapia is like a decent sized bird. Oh, they only laid one egg. Oh, interesting, interesting. Didn't expect that. Very curious. Oh well, we'll take that. Yeah, this Astrapia, it's a decent sized bird. Like it's you know, it's 6 points. It's got a decent wingspan. We might be able to make use of it for Forest Data Analyst. How big is it again? I'm not hovering over it, so oh well. Find out later. Fire-fronted Seren is always interesting. I think that bird is super nice. Would be sneakily useful in the grasslands for us this game. Could get us a couple extra eggs throughout the game. Just really add to this teal engine that we've got building, which could be fun. But we do have... Okay, well, Seren's gone. That's okay. We do have good stuff in hand, so we're not that unhappy. We will expect Liszte to flip with the Spoonbill. They seem to have really liked doing that. And they do flip it, and there's the Trumpeter Swan. I think we'll take that. It's a nice big point bird. Kelp Girl, it's okay. Coltit, probably not going to play you. Yeah, you're very tiny. You are plus food, though. Yeah, probably need to get rid of that. That or the catbird. I mean, the catbird is not doing us anything useful this game. We don't have a very strong ground power to compare it with. We just have some very strong teal powers, so... we're not really complaining, we're just stating that the catbird is not super good for us. It's totally fair. But it might be that we just play towards this Asian Emerald Dove. Play Trumpeter Swan, we'll take food, play Trumpeter Swan, dig a little bit, get the Asian Emerald Dove into the game. Then we don't have to worry about eggs. We can reasonably target this end of round. My opponent doesn't have anything going in the grasslands. And I think we are pretty happy with life. More seeds coming through. So this is why I like the Monal just as a bird balance-wise. I think the fact that everybody gets a seed really balances out you getting an egg. I think that gives your opponent opportunities to use that seed to their advantage. And being able to take advantage of that seed is often challenging. I think it gets to a point where you just have too many seeds. And yeah, you can play a bird like... I could play Trumpeter Swan right now, but I wouldn't be playing it with Nectar necessarily. So that's why seeds can be a little bit awkward. You do want to have an outlet to just get rid of them, and I think for us, we have that in the Wagtails, a pair of them, so we can always use the Grey Wagtail to get Nectar, and then top things up with these seeds that the Himalayan Monal is giving us. And we can always throw them for eggs or anything like that, so... It does look like I'm setting up for this Asian Emerald Dove play, which I think makes a lot of sense. We'll pay our singular Nectar to qualify in the wetlands, and then the power of these two Wagtails is that I'm going to be able to really strategically allocate my Nectar. But we know we're always going to spend one, but beyond that, we don't know. But yeah, it looks like we're definitely targeting grasslands as a habitat where we can win, and then I'll have to check where my opponent is spending their Nectar. It looks like they're putting it mostly in the forest, so we'll just keep that in mind as we go forward. But I did just get a glimpse of the Astrapia's wingspan. It is 45 centimeters, so we can do Asian Emerald Dove into Astrapia, and that gets us lower bound off of Data Analyst, so that's nice. Nice and easy. And that might just be the plan, actually. We might do something like food, Emerald Dove, eggs, maybe draw. Drawing a card here is interesting, but it's totally fine. I might have considered throwing the seed, but I'm clearly thinking I want to play something else. If I wanted to play just Emerald Dove and Astrapia, I only need 5 food, which I'll have 1 more if I have the Wagtail give me 2 Nectar. Anyway, not the point. My opponent's starting to put together a bit of a forest engine. Really will depend on what their last bird is to see how scared we need to be of it. But no birds into the wetlands. Oh, sorry, the grasslands. Like we might get a default win. We can very reasonably get 3 to 5 eggs in our grasslands. The way things are going. I think if I have one critique of my opponent's setup right now, or one reason to not be so intimidated by it, is that they are producing too much food. Between the coppersmith and the Himalayan monal, they're getting a free seed and a worm or a fruit, which means they're producing 4 food right now, which means once they go to that 4th column, they're producing 5 food, plus whatever the brown power is of the next bird that they add, which is probably too much food relative to the points they're going to get. Okay, so wild turkey comes in, makes a lot of sense. That is definitely going to give them a lot of egg capacity for their grasslands, and they'll probably just use their monal to fill that up, although I guess they need to start thinking about how they're going to put all the birds together on their board. So, and yeah, their only real point scorer, they've got the monal obviously, which gives them an egg, and the chickadee, which gives them a point. So it's a very resource heavy forest, and I think a lot of the time, if you don't have expensive birds to play, those extra resources can get a little bit wasted. You really want to find these common starlings, which we know is not in the game because it was in our starting hand. The common swift, the house finch, not house finch, the house sparrow. You want to find these caching birds, or house crow, or Sri Lankan blue magpie, anything that can turn those extra food into points. That would really transform my opponent's forest to make it quite scary, and then we have to try and beat the engine, so to speak. That said, we have plenty of good things going our way, so we have more than enough food now to play this Emerald Dove. So we'll get that into the game, and then we get one spare turn to do whatever we like with. I suspect we will just draw cards and take our 2 Nectar and then play Astrapia. I can't see anything better to be doing at the moment. Maybe if we get another free seed, we might consider playing Saris Crane. Just get another bird into the game and score some points while we're at it. We know we're probably going to play it because it's a big point bird and it's very easy to play. But I don't think that's a priority for us. We're not clamoring to get this into the game. We have plenty of time. This is only the end of round 2. There's plenty of time left to do stuff. Violet Green Swallow might be tempting though. It's the wrong Wingspan, however, so maybe not as tempting as might have initially assessed. We might take it anyway, just to deny it. And yeah, nothing really interesting there. This Blackbird is definitely not going to get played. Yeah, maybe we'll do Astrapia into Violet Green Swallow. I was gonna say, that's a bit of a mistake. We should use the white first, just in case we find something better than the Astrapia to play. I'm definitely not playing this Minor. We're probably not going to play the Phoebe. It's a star nest though, so you do have to think about it. And then I think, yeah, get this. Am I going to play this? Well, no, we play the Astrapia, surely. Yeah, get Astrapia into the game. Get that extra 3 points from Forest Data Analyst. Now that we've met the minimum bound on that, we can start reasonably thinking about maybe putting Violet Green Swallow into the forest, which just gives us another way to get cards, but it is getting quite late in the game. We are doing it because we are saying we're only drawing twice more in this game, and if we need to pick up cards at all in the rest of this game, we're going to have to do it outside of the wetlands, and so that's where the utility of the Swallow comes in. The drawback is that it caps our Data Analyst at 3 points. If we can find a larger bird, then we can reap the extra 2 points from that, so a bit of a consideration to be made there. Kildare has come up in the tree. I think neither player is particularly interested in this. I don't think it does anything for either of us, honestly. Yes, it would be another way to grab a card if we played it into our grasslands, but you know, at this point we're trying to score as many points as possible, and the Kildare is not doing that for us. The Kildare really needs to be played round 2 at the latest, I think. This Northern Goshawk, there you go, that's exactly what we want to see. We can afford to throw an egg here, we got plenty of eggs. Grab the extra card. This Goshawk is a mega play. This Forest Owlet, okay, that could also work. Yeah, that's totally great. Okay, so now what we can do is we can do Owlet, Goshawk, and max Data Analyst. That seems really nice. The Goshawk is such a convenient play as well. Like, it doesn't require any food. Not that we're limited by food because we've got this Grey Wagtail, but Yeah, it's a little bit late for the forest owlet to come into the game. Like, we're only going to activate it like 2 or 3 times. But because it's going to hit data analyst, that's a 6-point bird, basically. 6-point bird plus 2 or 3 activations. Let's say you get 3 points from that. That's 9-point bird. That's pretty decent for what we're going to pay for it. So I think worthwhile, and then it just makes our Goshawk even better. And then it makes our Goshawk a 10-point play, minus the 2 eggs that we spent on it, obviously. And that seems like a game plan. Oh, we're just going to go with the Goshawk instead. That's fair enough. This approach allows us to get food faster. Before, we would have to take a turn taking food and then play the owlet. This way we get the food faster. I don't hate this plan. I think that's fine. We could still, in theory, play this Violet Green Swallow to Grasslands to get the extra cards, but I don't think we need them. I think we just play a game of playing high point birds, so given the opportunity, I think I would play the Scissortail Flycatcher instead. The downside of playing the Goshawk in column 4, which maybe I didn't appreciate in the moment, is that is basically a declaration that I'm not going to get 8 points of data analyst here. Most forest birds are quite small. Yes, there are bigger ones. I think like the Great Horned Owl might have a larger wingspan, but I'm not sure. But the only thing that would really bail us out of this is like a kakapo or a kiwi or something like that. But pretty unlikely that we're going to find it. Red-legged partridge comes into the game. That's a bit late. I imagine that is a round 4 consideration. It does improve their grasslands quite a bit, but they do only have a wild turkey, so yeah, I guess I don't know, that is a bit confusing, actually. I think that might be a little bit misplaced. Considering whether we grab this last nectar, like this is a pretty low nectar game, we'll get rid of the swallow, fair enough. And just secure that extra nectar. That way we can just continue our domination over all of the nectar races that are going on. Using a Strapia to qualify us for this next end of round. Not overly worried about giving away that free egg. Again, they've played partridge. Sure, it's a 1-point bird, but it provides even less incentive for them to use it, so just makes their lives a little bit more complicated, whereas we get full benefit from this Astrapia. We will do Scissortail into lay eggs, so we're going to have an abundance of eggs, so that's really not the concern for us. Maybe we even consider playing Saris Crane or something. It would be worthwhile here. We could do Saris Crane, eggs, and then something, but our big concern at the moment is, if we have a concern, which I'm not saying we do, but if we had a concern, it's that we only have mediocre birds in hand. We don't have like the puffins or the Benellis of this world that can really change things up. But we have enough. We shall get rid of these seeds. And I wonder if we'll take the free food. Honestly, it's probably fine to take the worm here, but yeah, we don't need to really be too conservative about that. Common green magpie coming into the game on their end. I missed that. One of my favorite birds. I like that bird a lot. It looks really pretty, and the power is not terrible either, but probably not more than like a mediocre brown power at the end of the day, so yeah. Alright, we once again have 1 turn to spare, and we basically get to decide what we want to play. We will play the Saris Crane. Makes sense. Just get another bird into the game, and then we can play probably Kelpgal with this Wagtail. And yeah, already scoring really well on points, and that's just a result of playing above average point bird costs, right? Like, we've got, aside from like our teal engine, everything is worth more than 4 points, which is really nice. In fact, if we exclude Foster's Turn, everything is worth 6 or more points, so we're doing pretty well on that front. Oh, I guess Goshawk's 5 points. Well, okay, fine, but it's got 2 tucks. And we know this Twite is generating continual value. That'll be a 10-point bird by the end of the game. We know the 2 Wagtails are more than paying off on their investment there. So doing quite well on the bird points. Alright, let's see what we find. House Crow, that is interesting. Probably a bit late, and I'm probably happy that we have it and not our opponent. We'll take the nectar, and then we'll play this kelp gull. Modest 4-point play, but another ground nest, which could be relevant for the next end of round. And then we'll cap our wetlands off with this adjutant, and anytime you have these adjutant or Indian vulture birds, you kind of want to play them as late as possible, just so our opponent can't, like, you know, pick a bonus card that doesn't work for us. A bonus card that, you know, might be equivalent or worse, but better for us. You know, like it basically limits our opponent's information. I think they know they have that. I think they know that we have adjutant, but whether or not they know that we still have adjutant is a different question. Gray warbler, not the bird for this game. Multoni's warbler has come up. That's kind of funny. There is a world where we could play Multoni. Well, 500 Siren actually was played, getting 4 eggs off that. That's really powerful. Even at only 2 activations, that's going to be 9-point birds. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I am kind of wondering about this Multoni, actually. You could do some cute stuff here. Okay, King Rail's come up. Okay, so we have to decide between King Rail and Adjutant now. Good fun. I don't know about getting rid of that Honey Buzzard. There is a world where that could have been useful. Honey Buzzard is larger than the Goshawk, so maybe I dismissed that a little bit too quickly there. But nevertheless, it's okay. We definitely will play the Turtle Dove, and from there, I don't know. We cannot play both the Adjutant and the King Rail, and they are worth basically the same points. Now you play the guessing game. Well, our opponent doesn't have that many bonus cards, so I think maybe the King Rail is slightly more interesting. And I really don't like the King Rail. I think it's really awkward because you feel compelled to play it. There's a bonus card bird, and bonuses are good. However, it's only 4 points, and often you're playing it into column 4 or 5, so it's a 2-point bird after the egg cost. Just feels bad. It just doesn't feel good. So what do we do here? Maybe we do Turtle Dove. Jeez, this is actually awkward. Am I actually going to play this Magpie? There's a world where playing this Magpie could make sense. Because I can't play both the Adjutant and the King Rail. Like, if I want to play 2 birds in this round, which usually with Wagtail, you want to try and play 2 birds and then play the 3rd one with your Wagtail. That's kind of getting most value out of it. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that, so I will have a free turn. And food doesn't do anything for me. Cards don't do anything for me. Eggs is the best thing I can do, but yeah, this Whooping Crane coming into the game, we saw that picked up a while ago. It's going to give our opponent 5 groundedness. We only have 4. That's unfortunate. So if our opponent wants to, they can win this end of round. Which is good. That means we don't have to focus on it. We just need to qualify, and we're definitely qualifying. That's not a concern. Yeah, do we do King Rail? Do we do Adjutant? Do we lay eggs? The important thing here is that we can lay eggs to get back a worm, which makes some of these costs just work. So if we did, say, this Turtle Dove, then we would get back, we'd spend 2 eggs, we'd get back a bunch of eggs, and then we'd get the worm back, and that'd give us the cost for the King Rail. But I'd still be 1 resource short of being able to play the Magpie as well. It's a little bit complicated. Alternatively, we could take food, we could play the Magpie, could lay eggs, we could be able to get 5 eggs, 6 eggs with the Turtle Dove, I think, into the game. And then that becomes like a 10-point bird, because for each egg, you basically get +1 point on the Magpie. Is that more interesting than going gambling with the bonuses? Might be. It just might be, you know? But nectar also has to be a consideration. So I think that might tip King Rail above, so... King Rail or Adjutant, they're kind of equivalent at this point. We do King Rail... yeah, just King Rail to flip Nectar. Or you could do something even more wild. You could do... you could not play this Turtle Dove. That's also an option. Yeah, you could do Magpie, Eggs, King Rail. But how do you get that to work? You need to do the King Rail with Nectar, and we don't have any. Then you'd have to do Eggs. Eggs, King Rail. Something. And then Magpie, which doesn't work as well. It might just be this Turtle Dove. But then, yeah. This is probably the safe play. Do the Turtle Dove. Oh, interesting. Does this work? Am I saying you are going to use Himalayan Monal and give me a seed, and I'm going to use that to play whatever bird I need to play? Does that mean I'm going to play this Adjutant instead of the King Rail? I mean, this is tough. This is not straightforward. Because you'd always use the Turtle Dove to grab food as well, but the feeder is bad. Maybe you just... The eggs? Alright, gonna commit with the Magpie. I think that's totally fine. So if we do this Magpie play, then we are basically saying we're going to get 10 points off this Magpie. I'm not sure if this is the objectively correct, but... It does work. I guess if we do Turtle Dove, we can get the extra point. We could do egg, and then just ignore the Turtle Dove. That might be smart. Jumper to finish by my opponent. That's another ground nest bird. So yeah, they're going to do one turn of eggs and just completely obliterate us on this end of round, which is totally fine. The burrowing owl is actually kind of nice with them. Bit of synergy with the pied cormorant there. We still have no idea what their bonus card is. It could be Enclosure Builder for all we know. Or it could be Rodentologist? Maybe? Hard to say. Alright, we have to commit here, so we are going to get rid of the Adjutant. I think that's correct. Our free worm. And now more big decisions. Do you do Turtle Dove or King Rail here? I think you commit to the Turtle Dove. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I think what we do is we see what they do this turn, and then we can calculate whether or not we win the Nectar in the wetlands, and I think that might be the deciding factor. Is there... No, they're definitely taking eggs here. They get 1, 2, 3... Yeah, they got plenty. And now we need to decide between these two bonus cards, I think. Yeah. You get a point off of the... You get a point off of the Turtle Dove by using the egg on the Magpie, which... Oh, sorry, if you play it in Grasslands and lay an egg on it, then it gives an extra point because the Magpie will consume that for the extra egg. Whereas the King Rail and turn the nectar into our favor, which means that we will get 3 extra points from winning the nectar. Well, we'll get 3 extra points, we'll get 2 extra points, but it's a net swing of 3. We can also change up if we get something better here, which we do not. Maybe we should have given out the flycatcher worm just in case we hit Puffin. That would have been really sad otherwise. Maybe a little bit of a mistake, but that's okay. And then King Rail comes in as our final choice. Take off whatever eggs is necessary, it's totally fine. And we pull Omni. Classic King Rail. Alright, very nice, very nice. Alright, so this wasn't a fantastic game, but we just played what we found, really, and that's the immense power of this Wagtail. Cash 10 seeds. It looks really impressive, but it's really only 5 points, so let's not get too excited about that. See how we did. Alright, scores checking out. We expect to be ahead on birds, because we played such high value birds, so 14-point lead there, and 1 point off the bonus card, so we're doing well. EORs, we weren't so strong. Eggs, we expect them to be very, very strong. Food on cards, we have plenty. Tut cards, we've got plenty. And nectars, we won them all. In the end, a massive victory, 131 to 109. But honestly, from our starting position with the grey Wagtail and white Wagtail, they had next box and ecologist. Okay, ecologist, very nice. We could have got 8 points off that as well. But from our starting position, like, it was our game to lose. I mean, with respect to Liszte, I mean, there are very, very few players that can beat that kind of setup. You kind of need to luck into having some of the most OP birds in the game to even challenge a Wagtail, a dual Wagtail. So really, it was on us to convert that into a win from the outset. So very lucky to have been gifted the win there. I mean, Liszte is a very, very strong player. They did the best they could with what they had, but at the end of the day, we had 2 birds that have incredible synergy with each other, and just on OE boards with nectar, the power of just getting 2 nectar for free and playing a bird anywhere, very, 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 very strong. Not just that we're getting the advantage from the bird, but we're basically guaranteed to win all the nectars as well, unless something goes catastrophically wrong. So in the end, well played to Liszte. It's not the end of their tournament. They will have plenty more games to go, of course. This is still a group stage. We moved to 3-0, so a great start for us in this group. Reminder, it's a group of 9, so you want to be getting to 6 wins to kind of guarantee your way up, but 5 might be enough. So we're already halfway there, which is really nice. There are plenty of good players left in the group, and we will hopefully be able to continue our winning ways, but we'll see. Maybe our opponents will start rolling dual Wagtails, and we've got a mountain to climb, so yeah. Hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next one.